We all right to go? Yeah, I'll take that as yes. Good afternoon, my name's Paul Dalton, that's D-A-L-T-O-N. I'm the Detective Inspector in charge of the South Brisbane District Child Protection and Investigation Unit. Thanks for your attendance here this afternoon. On the 27th of August this year, a 9-month-old baby was savagely attacked in the Helen Park at Stones Corner and sustained serious burns. An intensive investigation has been conducted from the Morningside CPIU, which has resulted in detectives obtaining an arrest warrant for a 33-year-old male foreign national for the offence of acts intending to cause grievous bodily harm. To put that in context, that is a life imprisonment offence. Subsequent inquiries have identified that person has left Australia, and the QPS are working closely with our partner, both national and international law enforcement agencies, to progress this investigation further. Before I take any questions, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank the community and also the media here for the interest and the support that you've shown the police in relation to this investigation. Although I'm mindful that this investigation is still live and very active, the information that the community has provided through the media and Crime Stoppers and Police Link has generated numerous leads of inquiries and intelligence for us. Thank you.
Do you know which country this person has gone to? Please have an idea.
Yes, I do.
Please able to share those details.
No, I'm not able to share that. As I said, this is still a junior, immature investigation, so to speak. It's still very much a live investigation, and any information provided to where that person may be will jeopardise the further inquiries we're making.
How soon did this person leave the country after the incident?
Can you start again, please, mate?
How soon did this person leave the country after the incident?
Within 6 days.
Can you walk us through the timeline? So you said the 27th is when the attack happened. Can you walk us through where he's gone and when and all that?
Yeah, so this is probably one of the most complex and sometimes frustrating investigations I've had to be involved in and lead. As you pointed out, the offence occurred on the 27th. We had initial information. We had a name to start with. That name turned out to be incorrect. It wasn't actually the person that we were looking for. It soon became apparent to us that this person was aware of police methodologies, was certainly conducting counter-surveillance activities, which made the investigation quite complex. It wasn't until the 1st of September that we were able to put a name to the face in the CCTV. Even at that stage, we probably didn't have enough evidence to obtain a warrant. We've since been to New South Wales and Victoria to gather that information, and the warrant has been granted. I am able to say that on the 28th of August, we know that that person was in New South Wales, and I can confirm that he flew out of Australia on the 31st of August.
From Sydney?
Correct, yes, I can say that.
So he's been in Sydney from the 28th, Detective Inspector, is that right?
It looks that way, yes. In New South Wales, yes. Yeah.
Have you been able to speak to anybody in relation to aiding and abetting this person?
That has not come to our attention, and certainly been no one that we would suspect of having done that.
So within those few days, the photo, you got the CCTV pretty quickly from Stones Corner. Was those photos ever released to NSWPF or to Victoria or anyone to alert them at airports or anything, or it didn't have enough time?
We had certainly provided that information, the photographs, to a whole range of both interstate jurisdictions and federal jurisdictions. We had released that information and that photograph to everyone we possibly could.
And I'm assuming that you won't give us the name or the country of this person because you're trying to lure them into a false sense of security, to think that they may or may not have gotten away with it, or you don't want them to know that you know that they're overseas?
It's just way too early in the investigation to do that, and what I will say is that it will probably possibly jeopardise the integrity of this investigation and any chance of bringing this person to justice.
So if we just run through that simple timeline, the 27th he commits the offences. We know that he hops in a DD from the church. He goes to Caxton Street. From Caxton Street, do you know how he was able to get to Sydney? Has he gone by road? Has he gone by aeroplane? Is that information available?
Look, we believe that he has got to Sydney via a car, and we're still looking for that vehicle, which we believe is in the New South Wales area, and New South Wales police have been engaged and they're assisting us in our endeavours to try and find that car.
Is he a resident of Queensland?
So what I can say is that that person has been coming and going to and from Australia since 2019. Every time he's been here, he's been lawful. He's been on either a working visa or a holiday visa, the vacation visa, I think it's called. The most recent time he's been here since January 2022. He has addresses basically across the eastern seaboard, so Queensland. He doesn't have an address in Queensland. He had addresses in New South Wales and Victoria.
Sydney.
Do you have anything more on
What was in Sydney that he was?
Just outside of Sydney,
Just
yeah.
outside of are we talking Central Coast, talking Newcastle, or the outer suburbs of Sydney?
Outer suburbs of Sydney, yeah.
Yeah,
and
safe to say.
I'm not being evasive. I just don't know Sydney that well.
Fine,
Yeah.
but there are communities outside of, in that area. But is there any suggestion that he was known to you, or is there any suggestion that this person in particular? I mean, if you think about the crime, it's very strange, right? He didn't know the person, he didn't know the baby, he didn't know the family. Does this person like to be chased? Does he like to evade police? Is he playing a game with you? If he's got counter surveillance on you guys, he obviously knows what he's doing. Is he like being chased?
I don't know, and I'll ask him that when we get to talk to him. I'd certainly like to know what his motive was. I can say, was he known to us? There's no adverse holdings on him that we can find in Australia.
What was the counter surveillance he was doing?
I'm not going to discuss counter surveillance message for anyone to hear that and
But
practice it.
he was watching you essentially.
He was aware of what we do to find people.
So you still have no idea why you've no idea why you didn't?
No, we don't. No, none at all. No, and that's not many investigations where you don't get a clear motive. Yeah, it's strange.
Why do you think he had that knowledge of counter surveillance and the like? Was he working in some sort of law enforcement role, or?
No, we've got no knowledge to that effect at all. Yeah.
You said no adverse findings against him. He's got no criminal record in Australia.
No adverse findings. Yes. Yep. So nothing that we'll look at would alarm us at all.
So you've travelled to New South Wales and Victoria to find out more about this man, is that right?
Yes, correct. We have, and we've also been liaising closely with our federal and international counterparts.
Does the man have any family in Australia that police are speaking to?
We've spoken to no family members. No.
You know what he was doing for work?
Sorry.
Does he have family members in Australia?
We've identified no family members here.
Do you know what line of work he did here?
All I was prepared to say is he's an itinerant worker, and he's worked in between Queensland, New South Wales, and Victoria.
And he had a vehicle.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So do you know where he was staying in Brisbane before he took off?
No, we don't. We're still trying to ascertain that at the moment.
Maybe
Yeah.
living rough.
That's been one line of inquiry we're investigating. Yes.
Yeah. The Stones Corner area is quite unique. Do you think that he may have been sleeping rough in that type of area?
Look, anything's possible. Yeah. Yeah. We're certainly satisfied that he was in that area after the offence.
So it was only the 27th, and he's flown out by the 29th.
Correct. Oh no, the 31st.
31st.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Are there going to be any diplomatic issues with getting extradition? There are countries which it's very easy to get people from, and there are countries which it's slightly more difficult. You know, if you're going to need to go to ambassador level or that level to get him back, or will it be a simple process? Is there an extradition treaty? I'm asking basically.
What I'll say is the QPS are fully committed to do everything we possibly can lawfully to get this person back here to face justice.
Where to from here now that you've obviously split the country? What happens next?
Well, we're still continuing actually to gather more evidence. So there's still that appeal out there to the public. People may feel safer now that this person has fled Australia to actually come forward to police, and I encourage them to do that. There'll be no judgment on you whatsoever. We'll continue to get evidence against this person. And then, as I said, we are working in the background with our federal counterparts to progress that further.
He's used his own passport.
Yes, yes.
And just to be clear, by the time you had identified him, he'd already left the country?
Correct.
Have you had any contact? Sorry.
On what day was that international flight booked?
The same day. Yeah.
Have you had any contact with people who had contact with him, not necessarily helping him or whatever, but have you spoken to any witnesses that have been like, yeah, he came past here and this is what he said?
No, we've spoken to colleagues that he's worked with, yes.
But no one has seen him since the attack?
No.
So he's maybe living homeless, but he's got enough money to be able to buy an international flight the same day. How does that work? He's clearly got money, even though he's living homeless.
Yeah.
Can you make that add up?
No.
Yeah, right.
People can choose to live homeless. Yeah.
And
Doesn't make sense.
is there
No.
anything to suggest some sort of political or ideological motivation at this stage?
No, so I got no information in relation to the motivation for the offence.
And does he have some kind of special knowledge of how people operate? Like, how might he have known that? He's not like an ex-copper, obviously.
No, look, obviously, I don't want to steer anyone who may be watching this to any particular source of information where they can learn how to avoid the police. Yeah, that'd be counterproductive for what I do for a living, I'm afraid. Yeah.
Yeah, but those overseas agencies, are their TV news programs going to be given the same images we're being given? Like, will they be searching for him, or are you sending detectives over, or are those agencies actively looking for him?
So we've made initial inquiries. We've briefed them on everything that we possibly can brief on them. It's very early stages in the investigation still. Look, if Queensland Police have to send detectives overseas to do that, we will. Yeah.
If you could say anything now, or would you like to say?
I think I promised at the beginning, one of my first interviews, that we'll keep going till we find you. And I have not lost that determination. I've got 30 detectives working for me. They're devastated that they missed this person by 12 hours. I think only the family would be more upset about that. Child protection investigators are a unique breed of people. You see them be so empathetic, emotional and caring with the victim, but when it comes to tracking down the offender, they are dogged and determined in their mentality and their pursuit.
How close were you?
Very close, yeah. I was in the investigation centre when we put a name to the face, and it was a very happy room, only for us to do a check in 15 minutes and find out we've lost him. It was deflated. But that deflation quickly turns into determination and resilience to get the job done. And as I said, we will continue to do what we can lawfully. We'll throw every resource we can at it, and every effort will be made to make this person face justice and get some sort of vindication for the poor baby.
Just understanding the motive, do you think maybe mental health hasn't part to play?
This is the one thing that I'm continually scratching my head, that we can find no motive. I mean, I think 80% of our calls for service, or some big number, are mental health related. So it is a possibility that is the case. I mean, a rational, normal person, you would think, wouldn't do something like that, but that's not always the case.
But they've done a lot post that incident to suggest that they are able-minded.
Correct. Yeah, correct.
And what has his workmates told you about the nature of this guy's character?
Look, that'll form part of a brief of evidence, so I won't go down that line. Yeah.
In all the years, I know you've been a copper a long time, in all your years, is this the most disgusting crime that you've ever, or the most disgusting person you've ever had to track down?
Probably the most cowardly. Yeah, I've seen a lot of disgusting acts, but this is one. If you look at the situation, I can't think of someone being in a more vulnerable situation and being a more vulnerable person, a young mother and a baby sitting on the ground, and you allegedly approach them from behind. Can you think of anything more vulnerable than that? And to take advantage of that? No, you're probably right. It's one of the most disgusting ones I've come across, yeah.
And just finally, a message to the family. I mean, I know that they'll probably watch this and see this tonight. I know you liaise with them a lot. They've been very thankful for all the work you've done. Is there a message for them?
Yeah, look, they're always in our thoughts. I met them, we gave them undertaking we'll do everything we possibly can. I've spoken to my Deputy Commissioner last week, and he's told us we'll do everything we possibly can to resolve this. So we'll just keep resilient and keep trying.
Are you confident that that'll happen? Like, how big a job is it ahead of you?
It is a massive job, but being an investigator is a massive job, and these sort of jobs are massive tasks, which is why we take them on. Yeah.
So just to reiterate, you were 15 minutes from behind him.
No, it would have been a day behind him, essentially. Yeah.
But you were devastated because that's really close.
Oh yeah. When you're all news journos in here. You know, some crimes don't get solved for months, weeks, even years, decades. For us to identify this person within 6 days, it's a pretty good job. As the lead, I'm happy and proud of my team. You know, we just can't pull that rabbit out of your hat. I'm still waiting for that magic crystal ball they promise us. You never get it. I'm not being flippant there, but you know, the fact that we missed him by that day is through no lack of work at all, or effort. Yeah.
And how have your negotiations, I guess, be with the foreign agencies that you're dealing with? Have they opened doors for you?
I won't comment on that, but that'll be done by our federal counterparts. Yeah.
It's fair to say it's not Australian citizen.
Yes. Well, he's a foreign national, so yes, on the front.
And just to be clear, you're not specifying which country he's from?
No. Look, the minute I can, we certainly will. We'll put out a release. At this stage, it'll only jeopardise the investigation. I don't think anyone wants that. So, yeah. I've probably got time for one more question.
No.
I know at one stage there was about 30 investigators
Yeah, correct. So we've got the local crime protection investigation unit investigators, plus our trial trauma unit. So they specialise in obviously offences against kids. And I said we're still working closely with detectives interstate and federally as well. So it'd be up over 30. So, yeah.
You'll let us know when he's flying, mate.
Sorry?
You'll let us know when he's flying back, mate.
I'll be on the plane next to him. So yeah. No. Okay. Thanks for your time. Thanks. Bye.